Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel, where we dissect the most intricate dramas unfolding within the gilded cages of the global elite. Today we delve into a truly fascinating and, frankly, astonishing development concerning Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the former prince whose life has become a complex tapestry of privilege and profound public censure. The narrative surrounding the Duke of York has always been one of contradictions, but never have those contradictions been so starkly illuminated as they are right now. Despite being effectively removed from his official royal duties and facing intense scrutiny over his long-standing connections to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, Prince Andrew is making it abundantly clear that his definition of a downgrade is vastly different from that of the average citizen. We are witnessing an unyielding insistence on maintaining a lavish lifestyle, complete with a full complement of household staff, even as he is forced to vacate his sprawling, long-time residence. This demand for continued opulence comes at the most precarious moment imaginable, coinciding precisely with a formal summons from the United States Congress, demanding answers regarding his association with Epstein's vile operations. Before we immerse ourselves in the meticulous details of his demands and the gravity of the legal pressure he now faces, do remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel for continuous updates on the British royal family, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of our deep dive analysis. The context of the ousting, Royal Lodge, and the shadow of scrutiny. To truly appreciate the audacity of the Duke of York's current demands, we must first establish the gravity of the situation he finds himself in. For decades, Prince Andrew has occupied a position of immense comfort and prestige, culminating in his residence at the magnificent Royal Lodge on the Windsor estate. This residence is no modest cottage. It is a historic property boasting 30 rooms, a sprawling estate that served as his primary home, and crucially, the base for his former wife, Sarah Ferguson, for many years. The relocation from Royal Lodge is not voluntary. It is a direct consequence of the king's efforts to streamline the monarchy and, more pointedly, to distance the core institution from the scandal that has relentlessly shadowed the Duke. The financial implications and the sheer embarrassment stemming from the resurfacing claims regarding his links to Jeffrey Epstein have made his continued presence in such a prominent royal residence untenable. This enforced departure signals a definitive closing of a major chapter in his life, forcing him to confront a new reality, one ostensibly stripped of the trappings of a working royal. Yet Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the son of Queen Elizabeth II and the father of two princesses, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, refuses to accept a life of diminished status. For a man accustomed to the ultimate level of service and deference, the idea of managing his own household appears utterly alien. The unyielding demands of the former prince. The core of this unfolding saga revolves around a comprehensive and remarkably high-demand list of requirements for his next chapter. We are not speaking of a simple request for a cleaner. We are talking about the complete infrastructure of a traditional aristocratic household. According to reports circulating among royal insiders, Prince Andrew has insisted upon a full, dedicated rota of staff, believing this is absolutely essential to maintain an appropriate home befitting his lineage. Let us break down the specific roles he deems non-negotiable, even in his current disgraced state. 1. A professional cook. The expectation is clearly that his culinary needs will be met at the highest standard, suggesting that his diet and dining rituals will remain untouched by his change in circumstances. This is a clear indicator that the day-to-day lifestyle must replicate the grandeur of his time at Royal Lodge. Chapter 2. A dedicated housekeeper. Beyond simple cleaning, a housekeeper in a high-status British home is responsible for the meticulous management of the interiors, ensuring that everything from linens to silver is maintained to exacting standards. It implies a continued expectation of formal presentation and maintenance. 3. A skilled gardener. His demand for a gardener suggests that even at his new, smaller residence, the surrounding grounds must reflect the manicured perfection associated with royal living. The aesthetics of his environment, regardless of his public standing, remain paramount. 4. a personal butler. Perhaps the most telling demand of all is the insistence on retaining a butler. A butler is the ultimate symbol of traditional, hands-on, high-level service, overseeing the entire domestic operation, managing staff, serving meals, and ensuring the smooth running of the household according to the principal's specific routines. This is not merely about convenience, it is about status, hierarchy, and the unwavering belief in his inherent right to this level of service. A source close to the situation confided to the Daily Mail that while Andrew is expected to move quietly and without fanfare, he has conditions, and he isn't prepared to give much ground on them. This suggests a determined negotiation with the king's financial team, where the Duke is fighting tooth and nail to protect the vestiges of his former life. He insists that these staff members, this rota of staff, are commensurate with his status as the son of a queen and the father of two princesses. This speaks volumes about his internal perception. Despite the public humiliation and the loss of military titles and patronages, he views his bloodline as an immutable justification for continued entitlement. The new setting, Sandringham and the confines of freedom. The destination chosen for this relocation is equally significant. Prince Andrew is set to move to a private property situated on the vast and historically important Sandringham estate in Norfolk. This move is being funded entirely by the king, underscoring that while Andrew has lost his position, he has not been entirely cut off financially or geographically by the family. Sandringham is steeped in royal history, a beloved private residence of the monarch. While this provides Andrew with continued proximity to the heart of the royal family's private life, his move to a private property, there is a clear demarcation line. He is not moving into one of the main official residences. In addition to demanding the full complement of household staff, the Duke has also reportedly insisted on receiving freedom to roam the estate rather than being confined strictly to his quarters. This request highlights a desire for autonomy and the maintenance of the traditional royal privilege of unrestricted movement within the private estates. Furthermore, he is demanding either his own dedicated team of security and support staff or guaranteed access to the current royal staff already operating on the Sandringham grounds. The paradox here is striking. A man who has been placed in effective internal exile is demanding the prerogatives of a free, high-ranking royal, merely transposed to a new location. The king, in granting this move and funding the operation, is perhaps attempting to balance the need for public distance with the private obligation to his brother. Cal. The Sarah Ferguson factor, uncertainty at Windsor. The upheaval of Prince Andrew's move extends beyond his immediate circumstances, directly impacting his former wife, Sarah Ferguson. The Duchess of York has long maintained a uniquely complex and enduring relationship with Andrew, residing on the Windsor grounds since 2004, often sharing accommodation or maintaining close proximity to Royal Lodge. Her tenure at Windsor has been a testament to the unusual stability of their relationship, despite their divorce decades ago. She has been a fixture, a permanent, albeit unofficial, part of the Andrew ecosystem. With the Duke being forced to relocate from the 30-room Royal Lodge, Sarah Ferguson's future arrangements are now shrouded in uncertainty. Will she follow him to a smaller, private residence at Sandringham? Will the king permit her to remain in a different property on the Windsor estate? Or will she be forced, too, to find a completely new base of operations? Her situation adds another layer of emotional and logistical complexity to Andrew's departure. It is a further reminder that his actions and subsequent fallout do not occur in a vacuum. They ripple out, affecting those closest to him, even those who have tried valiantly to stand by him through years of controversy. The timing, a congressional summons. As if the high-stakes negotiations over butlers and gardeners weren't dramatic enough, the timing of this entire relocation could not be more awkward, more damning, or more legally serious for the disgraced former prince. This very week, as Andrew was finalizing his relocation demands, he received a formal and highly authoritative summons from the United States Congress. This is not a casual request for an interview. It is a formal demand for testimony and information from a powerful legislative body of a major global power. The summons originates from the WI Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, which is currently conducting an extensive and deeply serious probe into Jeffrey Epstein's decades-long sex trafficking operations. The committee's interest in Prince Andrew is not new, but the formal summons elevates the matter significantly from public speculation to official government investigation. The committee is calling upon him to answer specific questions regarding his long-standing friendship with Epstein, a relationship that has caused irreparable damage to his reputation and the reputation of the monarchy. What makes this summons particularly perilous is the fact that the committee has already flagged highly sensitive and eyebrow-raising financial records uncovered during their investigation. These records include financial entries that directly reference the Duke of York, such as the utterly specific and deeply troubling notation, "Massage for Andrew." The mention of this detail in the context of an investigation into Epstein's sex trafficking operations raises the most serious questions imaginable about the former royal's ties to the late financier. It implies that the committee possesses documentation that links Andrew directly to services provided under Epstein's highly illicit umbrella. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform is determined to fully understand the scope of Epstein's network, including the individuals who facilitated, participated in, or benefited from his criminal enterprise. Receiving a formal summons from this body, which wields significant power in demanding evidence and testimony, places Andrew in an acutely challenging legal and diplomatic position. The collision of these two narratives, the fastidious demand for a butler to maintain an aristocratic lifestyle, and the simultaneous demand from the U.S. Congress to answer for his association with a convicted sex offender, presents a stark and horrifying portrait of entitlement versus accountability. Analysis: entitlement versus accountability. The juxtaposition of these events reveals a fundamental psychological disconnect. On one hand, Prince Andrew is clinging desperately to the external symbols of his former life: the cook, the housekeeper, the butler, as if maintaining the veneer of royalty will somehow shield him from the increasingly serious inquiries into his past conduct. He is attempting to negotiate his way into a comfortable retirement based on birthright. On the other hand, the legal and political machinery of the United States is moving inexorably forward, focused not on his title or his staff rota, but on the factual details contained within financial ledgers and witness testimonies. The U.S. Congress is concerned with sex trafficking, financial irregularities, and the long-term enabling of a criminal operation. The King's decision to fund the Sandringham move and allow the staffing negotiations is a delicate balancing act designed to manage the scandal internally, while preventing Andrew from becoming a completely destabilizing force outside the family structure. By providing him with a private, funded retreat, the family hopes to quell the drama of his relocation, perhaps hoping he will settle into quiet obscurity. However, the intervention of the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform ensures that obscurity is currently impossible. The U.S. government is signaling that Prince Andrew's past associations are not merely a matter of historical scandal. They are an active element in an ongoing investigation into a global criminal network. The Duke of York faces a daunting challenge. He is fighting for his domestic comfort while simultaneously facing pressure from one of the most powerful oversight bodies in the world. His insistence on maintaining a rota of staff only serves to highlight the extraordinary privilege he expects, even as he is navigating the most severe period of public and legal scrutiny in his life. Conclusion. This week marks a significant escalation in the ongoing saga of Prince Andrew. The forced relocation from the 30-room Royal Lodge to a smaller residence at Sandringham while funded by the King is a clear physical manifestation of his fall from grace. His response, the unyielding insistence on retaining a cook, a housekeeper, a gardener, and a butler, underscores an entitlement that appears utterly unshakable, regardless of his circumstances. Yet this battle over domestic staff is entirely overshadowed by the gravity of the summons from the U.S. Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. The spotlight is now fixed not on his comfort, but on his conduct, and specifically on those financial entries, including the phrase "massage for Andrew," that raise such serious questions about his connection to Jeffrey Epstein's abhorrent operations. The Duke of York is caught in a profound conflict between his perceived status and the demands of accountability. This event certainly gives us much to reflect upon regarding the enduring power of royal privilege, even when titles and duties have been stripped away. We want to hear from you, dear viewers. What are your thoughts on Prince Andrew's insistence on maintaining a full staff complement despite his current position? Does this shock you, or is it simply what we should expect from a member of the royal family? And how do you anticipate the U.S. congressional summons will impact his future? Share your opinions and insights in the comments section below. Your perspective is always valued here. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more detailed insights into the royal family and global affairs, and join us for our next celebrity update, where we will continue to monitor this unfolding story. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.